Crown of the Sunken King is the first of 3 Dark Souls 2 downloadable contents, and in this mini review I will talk about all of the boss fights and most of the enemies, but I will not spoil any of the strategies for you. However, if that kind of thing upsets you, fair spoiler warning. But then Dark Souls 2 is going to upset you anyway, so really, does it even matter? It's so good to be back in the world of Dark Souls 2, and the more I played of this game, the more I enjoyed PvPing as a pot. But also, the more I started to miss that beautiful interlocking level design of Dark Souls 1. Where one path would open up another door, and that would link back to another area. It was kind of a big giant jigsaw world. Even the DLC to the first Dark Souls was a bit like this, high concept lore mixed with good level design and fights. The world of Dark Souls 2 was still fascinating, but it wasn't quite as clever in that interlocking way. However, this DLC feels right back on track, connected and cohesive. To get to this new DLC, you need to play Dark Souls 2 for around 12 hours or so, and it's got a crumbling Aztec temple vibe. Puzzling platforms move and shake, floors are spiked, and the inhabitants themselves feel old and full of decay and toxins. Alright, let's meet the gang, who you will hate. Armoured guys with clubs, poisoned armoured guys with clubs, armoured sniper guys with swords, gear-breaking bugs, monster puppies, and Jester Thomas. What a jerk. And of course, the constant death by stupidity. But of course, with all that pain comes shinies. Ooh, twinkling titanite, petrified dragonbone. I think it's fair to say strategically these humanoid enemies are nothing we haven't seen before, but I think it's their fight setups and how they work against you within the environment that more than makes up for it. Take these 2 guys on the bridge. You can't fight them in such a narrow space very well, there just isn't enough room to get a hit in. So you have to stop and think about how to approach the fight. And that's a sign of good Souls design. There are many tough fights here which remind you that you really can't just rush in. As you traverse this zone, you'll often hear a haunting melody coming from within the walls. It's a foreboding tune that hints of some dark beauty ahead. Which is true, because it's sung by the first boss, Alana the Squalid Queen. Let's do this. Hi. Okay, it's gonna be like that, are you? Oh dear. Well then, that went well. Alana looks and moves just like Nashandra, the final boss of Dark Souls 2. And I think there's a parallel of sorts with their stories. They both seem to be involved in the cause for their kingdom's demise, and are thought to be fragments of Manus, Father of the Abyss, everyone's favourite giant-armed leaping ball of pain from Dark Souls 1 DLC.
Oh dear, oh dear. Oh no.
But it's your next battle which is truly remarkable, and perhaps why Alana was singing in the first place, to keep Sin, the slumbering dragon, at bay. Oh my, what a dragon. I think this is possibly the greatest dragon fight I've ever had in a video game. Just the way that Sin moves and tumbles and swoops, and the way he shoots fireballs and the poison, is just beautiful. Throw in some glorious Dark Souls combat and you've got one incredible fight. Once again, I won't spoil the mechanics of the fight for you, but I think this DLC reminds you how much extra health enemies get when you bring in friends to help. Sometimes it's better just to fight solo. Not the case with these guys. Grave Robber Varg and Sarah, they cause me so much trouble. It's a fantastic setup though, because you've got a tank, a rogue, and a sniper essentially, and they all want to end you. But of course, not until you've run another gauntlet of poison and petrification just to get to them. But when all is done and dusted, lies in wait the most glorious reward of them all, a beautiful flower skirt. All in all, I give Crown of the Sunken King points for mood, setup, challenge, and a glorious dragon fight. I'm giving it 9 out of 10 rubber chickens. And now here's Goose with the news. Take it away, Goose.